Blog Talk Radio.
I'm never gonna look back, never gonna give it up. Please don't wake me now. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. But all the possibilities, no limits, just epiphanies. Yeah, I'm never gonna look back, never gonna give it up. Just don't wake me now. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life.
It is Thursday night. This is Off the Chain. I'm your host, Yvonne Mason, and have we got a packed hour? I mean, literally a packed hour of fun-filled, entertaining, learning, knowledge, you name it, it's here. But before we get started, I played that song by Becky G because I think sometimes we just need to hear that today is the best day of our life. You know, just today. We're not going to worry about yesterday. It's gone. We can't do anything about it. We're not going to worry about tomorrow because it's not here yet. We may all be dead. The apocalypse could hit us and knock us in the head and wouldn't matter anyway. So let's take today and make it the best day of our life, because once today is gone, ladies and gentlemen, we can't get it back. It's back there with all the other todays that are gone. So if you don't have that song by Becky G, download it. Make it your theme song, and you will be better for it. Because once you hear it long enough, it will resound that, yes, today is indeed the best day of my life. And with that, I want to say thank you all for listening. Thank you all for being here. Every night I say it's your show, not my show, and the numbers are showing it. I mean, really, the numbers are showing it. Now, there's two ways you can be on this show. One, you can come on as a guest, and if you want to come on as a guest, you're going to have to wait till next year because we're booked up through the end of January. We're starting in February now. Or you can run an ad that will run for 30 days. No matter how many shows I have, and most of y'all know my husband's very ill, so if I have to reschedule the show, the ad goes with the show. You don't lose anything, and I'm not in it to get rich. I don't expect to get rich. I just want you all to have the most exposure you can have. I'm offering it to you. Contact me at offthechainradio@yahoo.com. I'll tell you how to do both things, and believe me, you will love it. And with that being said, I want to welcome a new sponsor to the show. She's been on our show. She's absolutely hilarious. And the girls that I have on the show tonight really need to hook up with her. Her name is Amy Lyle. And like I said, she has been on the show. She's a comedian and actor that lives in Atlanta. She has a unique outlook on life. Most people hide their failures. Amy wears hers like a coat, and she wrote an entire book about hers. It's called The Book of Failures. The book opens with, I have been married for 20 years. Not to the same people, but 20 years nonetheless. The book talks about relationships, how hard it is to blend a family, and just funny failures of everyday life. The reason it's been a bestseller for over a year is that it is so relatable. Everybody needs more laughter in their lives. Buy it for yourself or for a friend that is going through a hard time. The Book of Failures is available at some Barnes & Noble and on Amazon as paperback, ebook, or you can listen to the audio version. The Book of Failures by Amy Lyle. Go get it, but not now because you're going to miss the rest of the show. Now, if you love audiobooks and you want an opportunity to get free audiobooks, there's only one hitch. Audiobookwormpromotions.com for an audiobook. Adopt, don't shop for your next audiobook favorite. The Adopt an Audiobook program has new releases and audiobooks of every genre. All audiobooks are free to interested reviewers, and that is the catch. You have to agree to write a review. Simply listen and share your thoughts. That's audiobookwormpromotions.com/adopt an audiobook. Now, most of y'all know Jay Traveler Pelton has been on this show before. She will be coming on again. Well, she's just released 2 books. One of them is called Kai Dante's Stratagem. I can't talk tonight. People are so happy about the destruction of the anti-fertility virus, they want Kai to run for president. Kai Dante for president indeed. The Oberlins are back and are successful in diverting the virus that is destroying the fertility of the populace. But in return, sanctuary is attacked and family members are scattered to fight radiation sickness alone. Given only a strange poem to use, will Kai and Micah, her brother, figure out the puzzle before they all die? Who in the family will survive to destroy the tyrant running the Brotherhood? And then the second book she released is called Clan Falcon's War, a fantasy in the medieval times after the war. Richard thought that as the youngest son of the manor, his future would be as simple as a landowning farmer who raised good horses and went up to the manor to visit the family for the holidays. After all, there were 7 brothers older than he with much more entitlement to the inheritance. However, through a massacre and magic, his simple acceptance of a quiet life was going to come to a roaring end as he ends up leading the forces of his clan and the kingdom against an evil greater than any wizard had ever faced, an evil led by his own brothers. Will he, his clan, and Falcon Crest survive the war? Check her out, J. Traveler Pelton on Amazon. Diane Moat. In Australia, you guys are the best because y'all put this lovely author on the #1 best-selling list out of your country. And because y'all are our biggest listening base, y'all all did it. It was all on y'all. Diane Moat writes the Sam Holden series, and she is our favorite vigilante, and she is back. The 3rd book in this series, Dog Bones, Sam's quest to avenge abused animals is threatened when the FBI comes after her on one side and the commissioner wants her dead on the other. Will her double life be exposed? Will Sam be able to protect the animals, her friends, and herself? Check out Dog Bones by Diane Moat everywhere ebooks are sold. And if you haven't started the series, ladies and gentlemen, go on to Amazon, look up Diane Moat, and you can begin the series. The first in the series is called Doggone, and that is free. So go check it out. Now, with that being said, we have a lineup tonight that is mouth-drooling. 2 of my favorite people, Winona and Jade with the And I Thought Ladies, are back. and they have so much to say. Y'all all know they've written the books about divorce and separation and the stupidity of it all, and I absolutely adore them. Well, they brought along two other wonderful ladies that are in the And I Thought group. The ladies started this journey, Winona and Jade started this journey with the simple thought that life is different from textbook or whatever society told them. They missed some things. They forgot to teach everything needed to be a successful woman in today's world. The ladies came together to write a book about what they've learned along the way throughout their lives. The And I Thought ladies range in age from 26 to 62. There's 27. They are all 27 and holding and have done every sort of job and faced challenges involved at every level of life. They discuss everything from surviving domestic violence to throwing the perfect $20 party. Well, tonight they brought along two of the gang. They brought along Connie Fife, and she is an award-winning entrepreneur and speaker, coach, mentor, and 5-time author. Connie has been highlighted in national publications showcasing her business acumen and drive, inspiring individuals to activate their power and live their dream as a lifestyle entrepreneur and be unstoppable together. Connie is the producer and award-winning host of Up or Out with Connie. Chistene Merrill is a fallen-away theater major. Shame on her. She should still be in theater. And the only Regency romance writer to fail a college class on Jane Austen. We will have to talk about that one. Since then, she has learned the error of her ways and sold over 1.5 million books worldwide. Her writing career spans more than 10 years, more than 20 novels, including the Golden Heart-winning An Inconvenient Duchess. When she's not writing her next book, she's teaching online writing courses on Skillshare.com and playing with the audio equipment in her basement studio. She needs to come to my house and play with my audio equipment too. Ladies, welcome to the show. I am so glad all four of you are here. Winona,
Thanks
Jade,
for having us.
I'm happy to be here.
Winona and Jade are old pros at this because I've had them on several times. Connie and Chistene, y'all are newbies, but I'm going to tell you, I am so glad y'all are here. Thank you for spending an hour with me. Now,
Excited to be here.
Thank you for inviting us.
You are quite welcome anytime, and y'all must come back individually or together after the first of the year. Because once I suck you in, you're mine forever.
It's like a hug that never ends, right?
I like her.
Yeah,
already.
Exactly. Now, before we get started on books and all that other good stuff, I'm going to go around and do like a round robin, and I want you ladies to tell our listening audience how, as we used to say in a networking I used to do, in an elevator speech, how you got where you are. I mean, Chistene, how in the world did you fail a college class on Jane Austen of all people?
Because I really hated the professor, and I thought the smart way to deal with the class was just not do any of the work or show up. And that didn't actually work when the grades came. So, and there was really only one Jane Austen book, but the one I had to read for a college class, I failed that class. And then I wrote a historical romance kind of on a lark when I was trying to write contemporary comedy. And, of course, the historical was the one that sold. So now I do the majority of my writing in the Regency era of England, which is around 1806, 1815. And so I had to hit the ground running and learn the language, learn the history, learn the country, and, of course, learn to love Jane Austen, which was not hard.
What you need to do now is you need to send that professor a thank you note.
Yes.
And say, thank you for my stupidity. Look what I learned from it.
I really hated the other books in that class.
Well, see, I don't like Jane Austen. I don't read romance. I don't write romance. I don't believe in romance. So, but I can see me failing that class. because I wouldn't probably taken it in the first place. But for somebody that writes the way you do, it just blew my mind when I read that.
Well, really, I failed the class because we had to read Tristram Shandy, which is a chain of consciousness novel about a guy who gets his penis chopped off peeing out a window.
Oh.
And that was kind of about the point that the class lost me.
Now, see, I would have enjoyed that one. I could have worked with that. That's my forte. Oh Lord. Okay, Connie. Since we started off with a bang, tell me about you.
I don't know if I can follow that.
How did you get to where you are?
Oh, well, I've been doing this. I just realized this morning I've been doing this for 12 years. I was like, wow. So how I got here, before this I was an executive, so I like to say I'm a recovering executive, that I've been able to move on from executive to running my own business. And there was a lot of trial and error along the way, but really what got me to this point was, realizing that it wasn't being or sitting in corporate that really led to my happiness or my fulfillment, but it was helping other people develop their strengths, which for me, it's around business and how you develop business and how you put money in the bank. And that's what we work with the ladies on, as coaching some of the authors that come on board because they have a passion for writing. But I'm showing them, how do you take that writing and create that into a business and make money so you can fill your bank account?
Amen. Because I've been in this business for probably, I've forgotten how long. I mean, I feel like all my life. And the one thing that people ask me is, they'll say to me, I want to write a book. Okay, well, how bad do you want to write it? Well, I have this story. Well, how bad do you want to write it? Is it all consuming to you? Is it something you can't shut off? And my second question is then, do you expect to become a millionaire? Because if you do, go find another line of work. Because it's hard. And they look at me like,
that is truthful. And I mean, people have a passion for whatever it is, but they can make it. But if you're not out and telling people what it is that you have or what you have to offer, you're not making any money. So I work on the back end. You need to market and you need to make money.
And they go, and that's another thing. Well, I've written this book that I don't like to market. Then go find another line of work, because it's independent. And no matter what you do in life, you've got to market yourself. You're the brand. Your book isn't the brand. Your book's the byproduct. So you go and you market yourself. I learned that.
People have that fear. People have that fear because now you're talking about yourself.
But they can make this shit up to get comfortable with it.
You got it. You got it.
Just fake it till you make it. And speaking of making it, okay, Winona and Jade, it's y'all's turn to catch our audience up on how you got here, how you got all these wonderful ladies together, which is like herding cats sometimes, because I've been to some of your events. It's like herding cats. How did all this come about, and how did y'all get here?
Well, first and foremost, we're not quite. This is Jade. We're not quite sure how we got here. We will tell you, and especially for our book title, one of our book titles is The Misfit Guys, is one of our series. So we are most definitely not taking a straight path to however we're getting to where we're getting. And these wonderful ladies, although they haven't written anything with us, they always are along for the ride and always helping us, and we just appreciate everything that they do for us.
Although, this is Winona, I have to admit, I wish I could claim that they were our ladies.
Yes.
So that gives me a lovely idea, you guys. If you guys want to make more no money, please join us on the book. Come on.
No, you need to come on so we can make money.
See?
Maybe that's what you right have all of you guys.
See, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens on the show. We never know what's going to happen. That's what makes that's why we call it off the chain, because you take people and you put them in this melting pot and great things come together. Who knows? This time next week, they may all be in together, and we'll never see them again. Which I will hunt you all down. You know that, right?
I know. It's because you care. We appreciate
exactly.
it.
I do. I really, really do.
I'm slow. I'm easy to catch.
Hilarious, Christine.
So, y'all have a thing called the Women's Cave, Winona. What is the Women's Cave?
Yeah.
What is the Women's Cave? It's the cave where we go to read our books and drink our bourbon and maybe watch some Jane Austen while talking about different issues that affect people today, which are, we talk about writing, like indie authors. This is Jane, by the way. I forgot to say that. And then we talk about women in business, and Connie was recently on our business roundtable for women, which was very exciting that she came, and she had some really good marketing tips.
This is Winona, and this is pretty much a podcast. It's just like our podcast and our YouTube, so you can watch the vlog of it as well. And I think we called it the Women's Cave because it's something that...
Why do men only get caves?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I have always wanted my own cave of entertainment, but it's also some place where you can go, feel safe, and learn a lot. Because as you brought out in the beginning, that we felt that women didn't learn everything they needed in university. So what we're trying to do with the Women's Cave is fill in the knowledge that we think that might be helpful from other women and sometimes guys.
Well, with that, since you brought that up, Winona, I'm going to ask you all this question. And it's because I've been around and I'm older than God and older than dirt, and I've seen women at their best, I've seen women at their worst, I've seen humanity that probably should have been, the flood should have come again and wiped us all out and started over. You all have this knack of bringing women together, and in this industry, in the indie industry, we are a tight-knit group. There is no competition. There is no, well, with the exception of Cockygate, which is a whole nother thing, but there's no hate-filled rhetoric. We are all out there looking out for each other. And Connie, I'm going to defer this question to you. Is that not one of the marketing successes that everyone who comes into this business needs to understand?
Absolutely. And that's part of my branding, which is that we are unstoppable together because we can't do it alone. And we try to do it, especially women. We want to be everything. And the biggest challenge for women is that we are so obsessed with perfection. But when that happens, we're just failing. But when we learn that we can come together and we can do it together, that's when the game changes. And that's what these ladies do so marvelous. They're just wonderful at bringing groups of people together so we can make money, right, ladies?
Absolutely.
Yes. It's our hope and our dream anyway.
Well, it's how everyone to make money.
And Chistene, when we do this collectively, when we put aside all of our pettiness and all of our insecurities and all of our quote-unquote stupidity, and we come together, an open book with each other, and we embrace each other, and we say, okay, if you're having a bad day, I'm going to let you lean on me because I've got broad shoulders. If I'm down in the dumps because I've got writer's block, or I can't get this sentence structure right, or I'm in a foul-ass mood because it's that time of the month and Aunt was visiting and I don't want to talk to anybody, I can lean on you. Does that not make us better, not only as human beings, as women, but as artists within this industry?
I mean, I have learned more talking from two other writers than I have ever learned in a class. For the most part, everyone I've dealt with is
so open and so giving when it comes to brainstorming problems, to just being there. Because, we all don't get to be on top, and whoever is on top doesn't get to stay there. It's just this continual churning mass of books and knowledge. And for the most part, authors are just all there. We have each other's back because it's a weird way to make a living, and only people who do it or want to do it really get where you're coming from, where you spend all day talking to people who aren't there and living in a place that's just not there.
And that
is imaginary England.
that is true, and it's we're not an island, and when we don't reach out or when we don't let others in, we cheat ourselves. Because like I have learned, I got so many rejection letters back in the day that I could wallpaper my house, and I all but gave up. And it took reinventing my entire life, moving to Florida, and my brother saying, which the first book was about him, my brother saying, Yvonne, you can do this. Now, this is a man who's retarded telling me I can do this. And then this whole world of people opened up. And I thought to myself, yes, I can do this. And when I get down, I go to this whole world of people, and the love and the support and the uplifting and the prayers and whatever else I need just flows, and it's like shedding a coat. When I don't worry anymore.
I think, this is Winona, I think that's amazing and wonderful, because I think we all have that moment as writers where we recognize that the place that doesn't exist and the people that are talking to us that aren't there have to have their say, and they have to be put on paper. And yes, the rejection letters are the really hard part. It's like someone telling you that your friend or your child isn't good enough, and your imaginary world just didn't fit their rationale and logical world. But I think that's why it's important, because, yes, I'm about to get sales to you guys. I think that's why it's important so we all do it together, like before women can do this together and support each other. And in a way, like in Las Vegas, where we're going to support 14 writers to be able to fulfill that dream and to figure out how not to wallpaper their house with rejection letters.
That was the most fun I ever had in my life. Well, and that's why one of the songs I play is I Just Want to Thank You, because I want to thank them all. I want to thank prior school teachers. I want to thank family members. I want to thank publishing houses and agents that said, okay, you're not good enough, because look where I am now. Am I making $1 million? No, that was not my intent. Am I a published author? Yes, that was my intent.
Exactly.
Well, I never thought I would become a published author. I was groomed for a corporate job, and I say the same thing. I thank my employer for saying, we don't need you anymore, because after I moved through all of those emotions and depression and a lot of margaritas, I realized that, wait a minute, I have a gift that I can offer to other people. And it was through writing, it was through speaking, it was through coaching and helping other people move beyond. And so thank you. I even dedicated my last book to my previous employer and said, thank you for giving me that gift, because I never would be doing what I'm doing today.
and we have a caller. I think, Winona, this is Eva. Is this Eva? Latravia. Hello.
Y'all are just butchering my name.
I know I am. I don't know your name. That's why I always let you say it first.
Say it first.
Latrivia. Yeah.
You know what? I have to do it I have to do it phonetically. That way I won't forget it.
Right.
Hi, Latrivia. Welcome to the show with all the insanity that is running rampant. We are glad you're here.
Thank you for having me. I love being here.
Well, we are talking. In fact, we're going to take a real quick break. I hate to do that to you, but I gotta pay some bills. We're going to take a real quick break, and then we're going to come back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Off the Chain. I'm your host, Yvonne Mason, with a house full of women that are successful and bright and beautiful and supportive, and I am so excited because we have 5 callers on the board at one time. That's the most we've ever had, and it is absolutely marvelous. We will be back with LaTrivia and Connie and Chistene and Winona and Jade, and they've all got books out. So just hang on, and we will be back.
Best-selling and award-winning author of true crime and crime fiction, Yvonne Mason is back with a brand new book, The Pink Canary, a book that delves into the life of a drag queen and a marvelous whodunit. You can find this and all of Yvonne's other works on Amazon.com or find Yvonne Mason on Facebook and Twitter.
You're gonna kill me.
Buy your copy of Pink Canary now.
Do you have cougars on your porch swing? Are horses your new best friend? Do your nicest shoes get buried knee-deep in snow as your toes turn blue? Are you bothered by wolves at your woodpile? No, not that kind of wolf. Join wildlife artist and author Nancy Quinn and her family as they discover an exciting new life in Go West, Young Woman, a true Montana adventure. Available online and in bookstores. Or visit QuinnWildlifeArt.com for a personalized signed copy. Critics agree. It's a hoot.
Germany, 1938. Charlotte, a young girl of 15, wanders into Georg's cobbler's shop to have her shoes repaired. Georg, enamored by Charlotte's charm and grace, decides then and there that he's going to marry her. But they must keep their love a secret from family, friends, and, most importantly, the Nazis. Follow along as Georg's pursuit of the young Charlotte results in the couple traveling a heart-stopping, winding route to stay one step ahead of the Gestapo in their escape from Nazi Germany, with a surprising twist along the way. If you like history and romance, don't miss Good Things Always Happen in Springtime by Joanne Fisher, available at www.joannesbooks.com.
Juliana is a middle-aged housewife in Toronto with a career, a husband that has little interest in her well-being, and 3 children. In the evenings, she gets on her computer and chats with people around the world. When she gets involved with Aaron and Bobby, her life becomes a pinball, bouncing around her husband, her job, her children, and her 2 online friends. She's bewitched by the romantic poetry of Aaron, but the honesty and kindness of Bobby bring her all the way to California. Watch for the ironic twist of fate that takes her in a direction she never expected. If you like spicy romances, don't miss With All of Me by Joanne Fisher, available at www.joannesbooks.com.
Fiore is a young Italian woman engaged to be married, but her plans are interrupted by a charismatic Sebastian, a handsome middle-aged Spanish businessman. Her beauty strikes him like a thunderbolt sent by the goddess Venus herself. When she's given a peculiar gift, a Spanish doll, she's thrown into a whirlwind of entangled passion, money, secrets, and love.
Their romance sparks in a charming little Italian town located on the southern part of Lake Garda in northern Italy and takes them around the globe.
What happens when her life is suddenly shattered by a lifelong secret? Her Spanish doll will bring you to a caliente Spain
and a romantic Italy,
adding some spice along the way. Available at www.joannesbooks.com.
Hi, this is Winona
and Jade inviting you to join us
and our wonderful guest on the And I Thought Women's Cave podcast
on Blog Talk Radio to learn more about our books, the And I Thought series, and
The Misfits.
Fit Guides. They're available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNobles.com.
Or just to see what your ladies are up to, you can find all of that out on www.andwethought.com.
So peace and love from Winona
and Jade and our books.
Girl,
You're so
silly.
You silly.
Remember,
did you write that? That's funny.
Remember to visit us at AndWeThought.com.
And we are back here at Off the Chain. I'm your host, Yvonne Mason. And with our guest, Winona and Jade, Chistene, Merrill, Connie Fife, and Latrivia, who has just joined us. All 5 of these ladies are authors. They're successful in their own right. They're entrepreneurs. And we are going to hear more from them about how you can dare to know that you're great and be great. Latrivia, since you joined us a little bit late, which is fine, tell the folks how you got where you are real quick.
Okay. Well, I published with, I won't say who, but I published with a self-publishing company in 2008. And then I decided that was not the smartest business plan. After looking at the numbers, I knew I wanted to get a book out. I had gone out for literary agents, but I was told that writing about Russian mobsters opposite a black female and writing about interracial romance was just something that was not in, I guess, a subgenre that is going to be picked up by a major house. And so I'd been turned down several times by several literary agents, and I decided to self-publish. And then I thought, well, you know what? I've got degrees. I've run businesses, and maybe I should just start my own. So I did a lot of research, and I did a lot of praying, and then I decided to open up River House Publishing. We've been in business now for 10, going on 11 years. And that's where the Russian mafia / Brodva romance genre started.
See, ladies and gentlemen, you too can do this. Connie?
Exactly.
When someone has a dream like this, and I'm going to go with Connie first, and I want to go around the room real quick. When someone has this dream, suffice to say it's hard work, but that being said, the desire has to be a burning desire, and then it has to have a 5-year plan. Would that not be a true statement?
That is a definite true statement. I mean, you have to have that fire, that burning desire. And the more and more people tell you no, I'm going to tell you that fire gets stronger and stronger. It just does. I mean, it just does. Like I said, for me, after working at Girl Scouts, Pins with Pencil, I had a desire to stay in that organization, and I interviewed like crazy because I wanted to stay as a CEO, but I was just kept getting turned down. And at the time, I did not have a college degree. And so I said, okay, let me go back to school. I'll get my degree, which I did, and then I stayed and I got my master's in public administration. I kept interviewing and still nothing. Well, by this time, like, that fire was just burning in my gut, and I said, you know what? If they don't want me, I'm going to do it myself. And that's when I said, I have my own gift, and I'm going to build my own business, and I'm going to show people how you can do this on your own, and you could be that lifestyle entrepreneur. So I totally, wholeheartedly agree with everything that you're saying. And if I could use my grandfather as an example, they were from Louisville, Kentucky. They didn't have money. They were really poor. And my grandfather just wanted to be an artist. So he finally lived his dream. At the age, he was in his 60s. He went to college. He wanted to be this graphic artist. He started painting murals on the side of buildings, and he became so famous, he actually created the McDonald's Golden Arches. The very first McDonald's Golden Arches was my grandfather. And he did it late in life. And then he wrote a series of books on how to be marketing, and he did a lot of neon signs. So it's never too late to do it either. And that fire, that could be burning, inside of you at any age. And there's a quote, I forget who said it, don't die with that fire is still inside of you. You want to let it out. You want to live that life.
So, Winona and Jay, that brings me to y'all. I have watched y'all grow with your And I Thought Ladies, with writing your books. Now you're going to Vegas.
Yeah.
And you're putting on this event, which it's hard enough to do an event locally to secure the hotels, get the reservations, get the speakers. You're going to Vegas. Okay, first of all, let me ask you this. Have you two lost your minds? And second of all, it's wonderful to lost your minds. And how in the hell did you pull it off?
Well, we have these lovely ladies that are in the room with us. This is Jade speaking, that are going to help us pull it off, that are helping us pull it off, because they're amazing and a great support system, and they're going to teach you a lot of really awesome things. And also, why not?
This is Winona, and I'm going to say the reason that we did this is because, every year we do the Inspirational Women in Literature, Media, and Journalism Conference, and we'd already succeeded at putting out magazines, and we do have our own Jade's Not Here Right Now reality TV show, which is a docuseries, and that's now on Amazon. So we needed a new challenge, and we thought, what better would it be than to have writers live a little bit of life, or if not live a little bit of life, meet people who have lived life, and then have them come in and learn how to write that life down through professionals, because all of these ladies in this room have come to our show and given us knowledge, or they have continuously assisted us. One on a 6-hour ride, another one's just awesome, and then there's other ones that just, they tell us so much stuff, and I think that all the other authors should know about this. So we were like, why don't they live some life, come in, get their idea, get it down on paper, get out a business plan, because that's the hardest thing. You write a book, then you can't make money because you have no business plan. But if you can do all of this beforehand, over 2 days, and you're in Las Vegas, so if you get bored, you can just walk outside and do something fun. This sounds great. And I got to give my props to, two TV executive producers out there in Vegas, Judy Morio and Ami Kardashian, and they were like, we'll get behind you 100% and help you out and make sure everything works on the ground in Vegas. So, yay. Thank you for them.
Well, you know what? You girls have a lot of courage, and I admire your guts and your courage and your stamina, because trying to do it long distance is harder than trying to do it here. Now, LaTrivia, when you decided to do your own publishing house, and you put it out there, and I was trying to think of how I'm going to form this question, and you put it out there, was the thought of quote unquote failure, and to me it would not be failure because you did it, but in the eyes of the public, was the thought of not succeeding ever on your radar?
No, I was never one of those people who believed that failure is really failure. I feel like you don't know success until you know failure. I can tell you on many different days, I woke up just glad to be alive, first of all. And then, life hits you. I had a book that's supposed to be out last Saturday. We had a traumatic event in the family, and so I'm unable to do that. The book will get out when it gets out. You feel like it's a failure every time you promise something and you don't deliver. The thing about it is so you always have to get back up and do it again. Failure is only permanent when you don't get back up. Other than that, it's just temporary.
And Connie, Chistene, would it be a true fact to say that it is better to fall down on your face, like failing your college class, which you really didn't fail because you came back like a bombshell. So you didn't fail at that class. You just went in a different direction with it. So would it be fair to say that to not have a attempted something, not to have done something at all. I said, oh, well, I'll do this. I want to do this. But then not do it is worse than to have done it and it not turned out to your expectations, but you did it.
Oh, definitely. I was telling somebody just today that you will be happier as a failed writer than as someone who's never written but wanted to. And now I can tell you my crazy God story, if you want a crazy God story. Yeah. I don't normally get answers when I pray. But before this all started, when I decided I wanted to write, I was reading something, and I got to the end of the book, and I thought, oh, God, please let me write a book that's this good. And a very clear voice in my head said, I've given you everything you need to write a book, but I'm not going to hold the pencil. And I thought, why does God think I write with a pencil? So, but then I thought, what happens if it's bad? What happens if people don't like it? What happens if I never get published? And then God said, you didn't ask to be published. And that was like the last time God has ever talked to me on the subject. But I thought, you're right, I didn't. I asked to write a book, and I have everything I need. I can write a book. And what happens to that book is up to me. So that was the my one touch with the design, and from there, that was the day I officially became a writer, and I started writing, and it took me another 6 or 7 years before I sold a book, but I kept going because I had everything I needed.
Winona and Jade, would it be fair to say that when we say we want to write, but then we say we want to write for other people, that is the wrong attitude to take? We write because it gives us a self-fulfillment. We write for ourselves. If other people enjoy it, all well and good, but we really write for ourselves.
Jade, since you're the diplomat, handle that.
I have a second answer.
Oh, okay, so I guess I have to go first, obviously. I'm going to say a little bit yes and a little bit no. Because sometimes you're writing with a purpose because you want to tell the world something. Even if it's just one person, like one person outside of your little section. Like if one person buys a book in Wichita, Kansas, and I live in Annapolis, Maryland, I have told somebody else. What I wanted to tell the world. And then sometimes it's just about you and writing what's going on in your head. So yes and no.
And I agree with that.
This is Winona, and everyone thinks I'm mean about my writing. But I got published at 10 years old, and I got a fan base by the time I was 12. So in my mind, writing equals money. So I originally wrote for other people because it made me money. So I think it depends on your goal. If your goal is to write because you want to write, yay, then write what you want to write. If your goal is to write to make money, you might want to ask people what they want to hear first and then write for what they want. Now, I'm going to tell you it's harder to do the second one if you want to write what you write.
And I agree. I agree with you, Winona, because I write whatever the voices in my head tell me to do, and if people like it, fine. If they don't, fine. I am one of those that I don't write for money. I write because I have to, and I'm also one of those people that I don't tell people what they want to hear. So when I try to write what people want to hear, it doesn't work for me.
I'm not going to lie. Those books were some awful books, but hey, they sold. They sold. That work at all. And I got to admit, this time with the AndiThoughtLadies, is the first time I write because I want to write. And, actually put it out on the market for real and get behind it and market it for real. And I'm not just writing because my subscribers or my people want to hear another story about these same people that I've written 37 books about. But, hey, it's time to write a new one because I need to pay a bill.
And
right.
All right, LaTrivia, let's go back to you. Now that we've got all of that out of the way, and we
oh no, I was just enjoying the conversation. I love it.
Well, what I want to do now because our time's getting short, and I've got 5 of you, and I got to squeeze y'all in. I want you to tell the folks the name of your books, where you can be found.
Okay, well, let's see. We have the Lonely Heart series, which is really about women saving men. You sort of realize that later. Sweet little love stories. Some of them have a second, some of them don't. Some of them are standalone. And then we have the Medlock Crime Family series, which I said started the Brodka Russian mafia romance. Essentially, the organized crime as an anti-hero genre in a lot of contemporary respects. So that's the Medlock Crime Family series. We have the Laveau Coven series, which is a new paranormal series, which is a lot of fun. And if you're really into cops and you love the whole cop story, the bad boy cop, then we have the Augusto Family series, which is a Italian cop lead on that. So you can find us anywhere, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, anywhere online. Most mom and pop shops can order us through Bowker, so we're available through that. We have ebooks, we have paperbacks. Telepathically, if you focus really hard, I'm pretty sure I can get you 95% of the book.
There you go. And it's written under La Trivia. What is the last name?
LaTriviaWelchBooks.com is where you can go and visit my website to learn more about me. Or you can look, if you're an Amazon person, you can check out my profile page. There's one under LaTrivia Nelson and one under LaTrivia Welch, because I did take on my married name with my book some years ago when I got married. But there are plenty of information out there and plenty more to share. So you can always send me an email. You go to the website. If you have any questions, it's like many of my fans, just send me an email, and I'll definitely answer you.
Okay. Chistene, it's your turn. Where you can be found, the name of your books, and all that good stuff.
Okay. You can find me at Chistene-Merrill.com. That's my website. Or _cheese on Twitter. And my most recent book was called A Kiss Away from Scandal. The sequel to that is coming out in December. It's called How Not to Marry an Earl. And they are, let's see, 2 out of 3 of the scandalous Strickland sisters. I am available on audio with several, or on audible.com with several audiobooks. I'm Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere fine or unfine ebooks are sold. And at this point, I think I am working on novel number 24, and there are also short stories, there are novellas, so there's a lot of me out there to find, should you find me.
All right, Miss Connie, it's your turn. Your books and where they can be found.
Okay, well, my books are nonfiction, all business books, and my books can be found on Amazon.com. They're in hardback format, also in ebook format. I also have some on DVD. But we have Finding Your Passion for Action, and that's really getting people, their passion and getting moving. The other books, my business books, I have The Art of the Ask, and I also have a compilation to that, a second part of that series, The Art of the Ask, which is full of sales scripts, telephone scripts, calls, letters. And the other book I have is Marketing Masters, Ready, Set, Grow Your Market, and that's all about marketing and creative marketing. And then I have books that I've written for my academy, and I only sell them inside of the academy, but they're your Freedom Journal and another series about finding your passion for action, and that's all in the academy as well. But you can find me at Amazon.com, or you can find the books on my website at ConnieSpeaks.com.
And now for the 2 lovely, lovely ladies whose fault this entire show is. It's all their fault, and I love them for it. Miss Winona and Miss Jade, because they have a new audio book out. So tell the folks about the books in your audio books, my darlings, and where y'all can be found.
Okay, this is Jade, and I will take the fault because I've had a lot of fun on this interview. So blame me, and then maybe I'll blame it on the alcohol later. Who knows? But you can find us at www.andwethought.com. Our new audiobook, which is super exciting, read by the lovely Joe Sand, is on audible.com, and I Thought Divorce Was Bad with Other Life Lessons. Well, Nola, take it away.
You can also find everything else that we're doing, podcasts, TV show. And, hey, we have a new literary magazine coming out on October the 6th. You can find that also on our show, on AndiThoughtLadies.com. And I want to say last and final that each one of these wonderful ladies, you've only got to hear the bare minimum surface of what they have to offer to any author, and you can go in depth because we're only doing 14 spots for Las Vegas on October 10th and 11th, and you can buy your tickets at AndWeThought.com on the festival page, and it'll be the Experienced Writers Las Vegas Writers Retreat Workshop.
And Jade, you faded out, sweetheart.
I wanted to say thank you so much, Ms. Mason, for having us on.
When are y'all going to call me Yvonne? Miss Mason is my former mother-in-law.
Well, when my mother won't slap me for not calling you Miss Mason. So that'll be never.
Okay, well, all right then. But we're all friends here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. We've had a ball.
Well, the trivia.
It's been so much fun.
Well, I told y'all the hour would go by so fast. I told you it would fly by. I want to bring you all back individually. It'll be next year because I'm filled up, or unless I get an opening, and then bring you all back collectively on a regular basis because I think we need this. I have enjoyed this tremendously, and I've made new friends. The trivia I've talked with before when I've been on the girls' Zoom podcast thingies, and Connie and Chistene, y'all have so much to offer, and I will never forget Christine's failing Jane Austen class and then writing literary. I love it.
Never forget that.
Never forget that. Never heard that one before.
No, I know.
Winona and Jade.
Well, I'm yours now, so.
Yeah, exactly. So I do want y'all to come back. You now belong to me. Sadly, that's what happens. You become part of my pack when you come on this show. And so when the show goes dark, don't hang up because I got some things to tell everybody. But understand that I appreciate y'all so much for taking this hour with me. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be back tomorrow night. You're welcome. We will be back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time with author Sherry Rensler. She has a new book out. Check out all of these ladies because they're fantastic. And remember this, we're all on a journey. And being on that journey, we sometimes forget that other people are on a journey as well. And some people's journey is really, really rough. So when you're out and about, people will forget your name. They will forget what you look like. They will even forget what you're wearing. But they will never, ever, ever forget how you have made them feel. And you know that when you were at your worst, when someone smiles at you or says a kind word, it brightens your day. So return the favor. Smile at people that you think are not the friendliest people in the world because you don't know what's going on in their life. And also understand this, ladies and gentlemen, dare to be great because you are great. And don't ask anybody's permission to be great because they're not going to give it to you. You were great. You were unique. You were important, and you have a purpose. And teach your children to be great because they are our future. No matter what it is that you choose to do or they choose to do, allow them to do it and allow yourself to do it. Every one of us on this panel tonight had a dream. Every one of us wanted to do something, and we did it, and we continue to do it because we are all 5, 6 unique ladies. We are empowered. We've all been on a journey of one kind or another. But we are empowered, we are important, and we are enough. We have done it by the grace of God and with each other's support and love. And I'm going to close on that and say thank you again for joining us here at Off the Chain. Join us again tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time with author Sherry Rensler, and then join us again Saturday night at 8 o'clock. And yes, all of these lovely ladies will come back. They will gain a following on this show, which I love. So until then, I want to say thank you again, ladies, for being on the show. The hour went by so fast, I don't know where it went. I appreciate each and every one of you being in my life so much. It is an honor and a privilege to have you on the show. So I can't wait for y'all to come back. Just hang on when the show goes dark if y'all don't hang up. Until tomorrow night, this is Off the Chain. I'm your host, Yvonne Mason, and good night. Okay, we're off the air, but everything I tell you is going to show up in the archive part of the show. But I wanted to tell all of y'all, Winona and Jade know that tonight, if you're not on my Facebook page, please get on it, because when the show goes up in archives, I will post the show link on my page, and I will tag off all of y'all with the link. My gift to you is to take this show and for y'all to spread it around and use it anywhere you want to. Tomorrow, you are quite welcome. Tomorrow, this show goes up on Spreaker and SoundCloud, podcast.com, Podcast Garden, iTunes, YouTube, Reverb Nation, iHeartRadio on 2 shows, Southern Chats with Yvonne Mason and Off the Chain, FM.com, TuneIn Radio, and several other podcasts that I don't put it on that others do. But I will tag y'all in the links when I put this show up on the other podcasts. Take the links and spread it around.
Okay, I know I can do that. Do it every time.
I know, I will too. I will too. Yes.
We have, Latrivia, we have over 200,000 listeners with all the podcasts plus the show in over 200 countries, places like Iran, Iraq, Japan, South Africa, England, Wales, Portugal, Spain, Colombia, Egypt, Jordan, Russia, Slovenia, the Netherlands, you name it, and it's out there.
Awesome.
Well, I can't wait. You are awesome. Thank you.
I'm hoping
you're awesome. And Yvonne, I checked while we were on, and you and I are connected on Facebook.
Very good.
So
okay.
So we already have that connection. So great.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank y'all. Latrivia, if you and I are not connected, connect with me, sweetheart, so that we may be. But if we're not, connect with me so that I can get it to you too. And I one of you, I think Chistene, friended me earlier. Chistene, I think friended me earlier, didn't you? No, she has.
Maybe. If not, it will be, as soon as I get off the phone.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. I am going to let you ladies go and enjoy the rest of your evening. Again, thank you all. Winona and Jade, y'all are the bestest for bringing these ladies aboard.
Oh, you are the best. You're so resilient. I'm going to be like you when I grow up.
And thank you for fitting in.
This is awesome.
Bye, you guys.
I just said ladies. Thank you.
Good night, ladies, and thank all of y'all. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. You're welcome.